Nobody's ready for this conversation. Once again, I'm bringing you the opinions straight from ESPN, as Stephen A. and the panel debate whether Sam Darnold is about to prove the entire NFL world wrong against Brock Purdy and the 49ers. This matchup has everything on the line. If you enjoy real reactions, hit like, subscribe, and let's break down what ESPN is saying.
Of the NFL's regular season is here Saturday, kicking things off where the 1 seed will be decided in the NFC, fresh off a 42-38 shootout win. The Niners welcome the Seahawks to Santa Clara at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific on ESPN and ABC. The winner of this game wins the NFC West and earns a first-round bye in the postseason. Hey, Mikey. How are you?
Long time no see.
Long time no see. All right, let's get right into this matchup. Harry, focusing on Seattle's side first here. We saw what happened in Carolina. Sam Darnold turns the ball over 2 times, and we know how important this game is for Seattle to be able to stay where they are as the 1 seed. Does Sam Darnold need to win this game to earn trust going into the postseason?
Yeah, 1,000%. And number one, he's in the same situation that he was in a year ago in Minnesota, with the number 1 seed on the line in the NFC, and also to win the division. Can you capitalize this time around? Now, I also seen a Sam Darnold versus the Los Angeles Rams, right? Who had 2, second half turnovers, but then came back in the fourth quarter and was effective. And he did not let it affect him, and he was able to overcome that adversity. But here we are with another situation on the line. So can you face that adversity again in the same situation that you had in 2024 and overcome it? Now, Sam Darnold's been turning the football over massively of late. Can you protect the football in this matchup? Because one thing I do know about that other side, Kyle Shanahan's going to dial up some plays.
Yeah.
He's going to get Christian McCaffrey involved. He's going to exploit whatever weakness that the Seattle Seahawks have defensively and allow Christian McCaffrey and allow Brock Purdy to be able to get off. So can you follow suit in that first matchup that they had the first game of the year? Sam Darnold did a great job driving them down the football field. But it was a late fumble where he hit his offensive lineman that gave the 49ers the football. So he's going to have to play well in this matchup, but most importantly, protect the football.
Yeah, I'm really intrigued by this game. I really like Sam Darnold, and sometimes a player's value is measured by when they leave. So you think about where Minnesota is. You don't think they regret that he walked out the door. And I know there's been moments, and you alluded to some, where there were key turnovers. But I think in this game in particular, guys, they're going against a defense that's so decimated that it is really teed up well, where I'd be surprised if they can pressure him, just given how well they've protected Sam Darnold against a defense that's missing Mikael Williams, Nick Bosa, Fred Warner. And because of that, I think he's going to be comfortable. I think he'll get in rhythm. I like the way Clint Kubiak's called games for him. So I think he'll play solid. I think he'll play efficient. And I think if you eliminate maybe 6 plays for Sam Darnold, I'm not saying he's in the MVP, but I think he would be viewed very differently.
But that's the thing, Mike. You can't eliminate those plays.
But
those
I think
plays
this is
actually happen now.
That's fair, but I think in this game in particular, because of the way the front seven is right what San Francisco has, I just don't know if they're going to be able to impact him.
So you think he needs to mitigate it in this game? Because obviously 28 turnovers for Seattle as a whole this year. 20 of those are from Sam Darnold. And a lot since week 11, RC.
Yeah, Sam Darnold is playing to change his social media bio from "thank God I'm not a bust" to "we can win a Super Bowl because of me." And this is real. And I said his own social media bio because at some point this has to play on your own self-confidence. As a season wanes and you start to near the sort of play that helped kind of, in my opinion, push you out of Minnesota. The way you played against Detroit in that last game, 4 times being in the red zone, 2 times turning the football over on downs, the other 2 times kicking field goals, getting sacked 9 times against the Los Angeles Rams, which isn't all on you, but in a blowout in the playoffs. And now down the stretch, every game that this team has lost or the games that have been close, they're close because Sam Darnold doesn't perform. Other teams are staying in the game based on Sam Darnold's mistakes. And now it's exactly what you said. The San Francisco 49er game is setting up for me to be a star. We just watched this offense in the first half not be able to stop Phillip Rivers on Monday night. We watched Caleb Williams have a day the next weekend in prime time. So now you're telling me Sam Darnold with this team, with Mike McDonald, with this great defense that got a chance to be the number 1 overall seed, you're coming in against a decimated defense who doesn't have Fred Warner or Nick Bosa? I'm supposed to shine. What happens when you don't? What happens when it's tough? Can you even believe in yourself? And now everybody in that locker room after this game, if Sam Darnold doesn't perform, gets to look at him and will look at him and say, all of us, Super Bowl ready. You, we still don't know about.
And we have the conversation, too, about regular season success against postseason success. And what happened last year with the Vikings and Sam Darnold in that first-round exit still lives pretty fresh here. On the other side of this, you have Brock Purdy playing the way that he has these last 2 games. 5 touchdowns total against the Chicago Bears in that shootout, and then 5 passing touchdowns the week before that. Mike T., who do you think performs better in this game? Knowing that what's at stake here for Sam Darnold, is it going to be Purdy or is it going to be Darnold?
Yeah, I'm going to go with Sam Darnold. And again, I think Brock Purdy's been great, obviously, like the stat you've referenced, and again, some of the plays he made against the Bears. But it's also against who you're going against. And I just don't see the 49ers having a way to impact Sam Darnold. And look, they haven't been balanced on offense, but I think they'll be balanced enough. So he'll be able, again, I don't think he'll have the weight of the world on his shoulders. And RC, I just want to clean up one thing you said. Like, you talked about how poorly he played last year against Detroit, and that's probably one of the reasons Minnesota moved on. I've been in those situations in front office where you move on from a player and you don't realize his value, again, until he's gone. And my sense is, for all the things that he hasn't done well and all the bumps in the road, I think the Seahawks, when it's all said and done, feel like, hey, we've improved over Geno Smith, we've improved over Russell Wilson. We should have our guy here for a long time. So, again, I'm not comparing Darnold and Purdy in exactly how they're playing right now. I'm saying in this game, because of who the opponent is and the opportunity that Darnold has, I think he's going to play really well.
Yeah, I'm going with Brock Purdy, a.k.a. Vanilla Vic. A guy who's more elusive than a lot of people give him credit for. He showed people time and time again, and people across the board continuously doubt, should San Francisco have paid Brock Purdy all this money? Is there a quarterback controversy when, another quarterback was there and making plays? And I all laughed at it. I laughed at it all. Because Brock Purdy throwing with anticipation, Brock Purdy understanding this offense through and through. And what told me Brock Purdy was ready for this offense is with his rookie season when he got thrusted into the lineup and had to play against the Miami Dolphins. And I seen a Kyle Shanahan, who was a phenomenal play caller, not hamper Brock Purdy like I seen him do Jimmy Garoppolo. He went out there and had the full offense, full-fledged, for his quarterback, Brock Purdy, to be able to operate. So I do believe he's going to have a bigger game. You got Christian McCaffrey, someone who I feel like should be top 3 in MVP voting right now, or from an MVP candidate standpoint. And I also think Kyle Shanahan plays a big part in this. I think him being the play caller for Brock Purdy with Christian McCaffrey going against a very aggressive defense, he's going to draw up plays to use Seattle's aggressive defense against themselves.
I don't care. I don't know who's going to be the better player. That's why they play the games, but it better be Sam Darnold. If it's not Sam Darnold, it's a freaking problem. And here's the issue. Brock Purdy right now is playing with more confidence than anyone in football
in the league.
But you're actually playing against a defense that pressures, a defense that disguises, a defense that changes, a defense that turns the football over. Julian Love is back and he's healthy now up front. DeMarcus.
After listening to ESPN's breakdown, I get why this game feels like a defining moment for Sam Darnold. The analysts weren't subtle about it. They framed this as a trust game. Darnold has talent, but ESPN kept hammering the turnovers, the late-season mistakes, and how every close Seattle game seems to come back to him. This isn't about potential anymore. It's about answers. What I found interesting is how ESPN split on the Darnold conversation. Some see him as undervalued, pointing out protection, play calling, and how comfortable he could be against a decimated 49ers defense without Bosa or Fred Warner. Others were way harsher, basically saying if he doesn't show up here, the locker room and the league will never fully believe in him. On the other side, the Brock Purdy respect was real. ESPN highlighted his confidence, his anticipation, and how Kyle Shanahan trusts him with the full offense. They didn't deny Purdy's recent production at all, but they also questioned whether he can protect the ball against an aggressive Seattle defense that disguises coverages and forces turnovers. What stood out most to me is how ESPN framed pressure. According to them, Purdy is playing free, while Darnold is playing for his reputation. That's a heavy load. ESPN basically said this isn't about who's more talented, it's about who handles the moment. And if Darnold doesn't, it becomes a massive problem for Seattle's Super Bowl hopes. In the end, ESPN made this clear. All the excuses are gone. The matchup favors Darnold. The opportunity is there, and the stakes couldn't be higher. Now we see if he really changes the narrative or confirms it.